Yeah.
Wow. You don't say.
I don't think I'm very good at getting haircuts. I didn't realize that was a thing. Every time I get a haircut, I realize I don't know what the end result will look like. Like it's like a weird surprise, right? Wasn't always the case. I used to get buzz cuts before, but actually I stopped getting buzz cuts in 2016 when the movie Doctor Strange came out. What if I just didn't explain that? What if I just said that? After that movie came out, I had a family gathering, and my little cousin, Noah, who had seen the movie, kept coming up to me and addressing me as Wong and then bowing his head. So, no more buzz cuts. No more buzz cuts. I think I'm bad at getting haircuts for two reasons. The first is my haircut order is not very good. My haircut order is just short on the sides and long on the top, which I've learned is too open for interpretation. As a result, the people who are cutting my hair usually ask me like clarifying questions, and the problem with that is I'm like really bad on decision making under like high pressure like that. Like I struggle ordering at Chipotle, you know. Like my default response to whenever they're asking a question about my hair is that I don't know, what do you think? Which is an insane response, you know. It's like imagine if I was getting a tattoo at some tattoo parlor and they're like, what do you want? And I was like, I don't know, what do you think? Like, okay, I guess we'll just write Rip Grandma, some Bible phrase or something. I think the other issue too is that the other issue is I have Asian hair. For those who don't know, Asian hair is not very malleable. It's pretty straight, it's pretty spiky. You know, like white people, like their hair has flow, I'd say, and you know, black people, their hair has like waves maybe. Asian people, their hair is like a puddle. There's like not a lot you can do with it. It's just variants of the bowl cut. It's just all different variations of the bowl cut. I'm rocking a high bowl cut today. It's kind of a problem. So I was getting this haircut on Monday, and off the bat it just wasn't going well. I knew it wasn't going well because the person was like applying like the water to your hair that they do to like mold it. And she did like one spray and then two sprays, and then she just didn't stop. Like I've never been waterboarded before. Like I'm pretty sure like that was it. At one point I made a comment, I was like, that's a lot of water. And she was like, your hair's thick. And I was like, that's not an answer. Very confused. The entire haircut, she made me tilt my head forward so I couldn't see what was going on. Like 85% of the haircut, my head was like this. And so the very end when I finally saw it, I like looked up and I was like, And she also at the same time went, Which is very unprofessional. And I think she felt kind of bad. She was like, is there anything else I could do for you? I was like, I don't know, what do you think? So she killed herself. I don't know how to transition that. I've been thinking about words, like haircut, for instance. I was curious about like the origin of words, like how do we go about naming things? Like I was curious if it just like was one person who decided to name everything. We all agree with him. Like he was like tree, rock, horse, cock. Everyone was like, yeah, I guess. Or I was wondering if it was like a group of people who were doing it, and it was like some democratic process, you know. Where someone was like, okay, what are we going to name this? And some person was like, I think we should name it the Apple. And we were like, yeah. And some guy was like, okay, well, I think we should name it Blue. And they're like, fuck you. It's a horrible name. Blue? That's garbage. I was curious about that because there's some words I feel like that just aren't, like, the name doesn't make a lot of sense. Like butterfly, for instance. Like, it's not very buttery. It flies, but the first part doesn't really make sense. Like, what was that meeting like? Was the person was like, okay, I think we should name it Butterfly. And they were like, Jesus Christ, Mark. Like, butter? Really? Like, fat ass. Like, anyone else have any suggestions besides Butterfly, we'll take it. And some guy was like, okay, I got one. How about just, like, orphan baby murder? And we're like, okay, we can't do that by default. I guess we'll go with Butterfly. I think terrorists should have better rehabilitation programs. I think there should be a better path outside of past terrorism when you retire from terrorism to like integrate back into society. Because like everyone makes mistakes, you know, everyone has regrets. Like people are always like, oh, I shouldn't have drunk last night. Or like, you guys ever order like a book? That book comes, you're like, why did I order this book? I don't know. I bet you 1 out of 10 people who join ISIS regret it on the first day. I bet they like come into Syria and they check their phone, they're like, no service. I can't order DoorDash here. I think terrorists would have a lot of like skills that would be really great and transferable, you know? Like, oh, like Ahmed, like you blow up, you make bombs. Like we do need some help on this 4th of July fireworks show. And also this Michael Bay movie. Or like, oh man, like you fuck goats? Like that's cool, like PETA needs some new ambassadors, you know? Friends not food. Or like, oh man, like you guys shoot kids? Oh, actually actually, that goes really well here in the States. Like, you'll probably thrive pretty well.
I am pissed off. Yeah. And you should be too. Things need to change. Yeah. They say that you should be the change that you want to see in the world. So that's what I'm going to do right now. They're called M&Ms. If somebody offers you an M&M, that's wrong. They're called M&Ms. If it's just one, it's just an M. That's why it's called M&Ms, because they're multiple. It's like if I had a name tag on that said Charlie, instead of, oh, nice to meet you, Charlie and Charlie. Like I said, I'm pissed off about it. You're welcome. All right. Now that I've warmed you up efficiently. It's crazy that our brains have electricity in it. Like our brains run on electricity, between like your synapses and your neurons and stuff. That's why I don't trust the founding fathers. Before Benjamin Franklin, their brains ran on candles. I don't like it. Technology has come so far, but we're still putting candles on cakes. My birthday comes around, I want birthday light bulbs. Not hitting a lot here. You guys ever had the Google Homes? The Google Nests? Little speakers, Hey Google, ask your questions. My family has a bunch of those. It's kind of fun. I'll be in the living room, I'll say, hey Google, what's the weather outside? And then I can go in my bedroom. Say, hey Google, what's the weather outside now that I'm in my bedroom? I learned that Google actually saves everything that you say to it. You can actually go on Google and download it and go through the recordings that they have of you. So I learned that. I also learned that my dad takes a lot of baths. There's 10 recordings. This is how they go. You hear the water running in the background, filling up the tub. It says, hey Google, turn the lights down low and play some classic rock and roll. I don't like the idea that my dad is taking baths in the dark. What is it that he can't see? Why is he depriving himself this way? All right. Let's get personal. Who wants to get personal here? Yeah. All right. I have quit pornography. Thank you to all the men in the crowd. And you can tell I was serious because I said the full word too. I'm not on a first name basis with porn anymore. I have not masturbated in 30 days, and I have not watched porn in 10 days. Yeah, there's about 20 days where I was watching porn. I realized it's a lot weirder if I don't jack off. And I was Googling it. I was like, how do I get over this addiction that I have? And it's pretty easy. You just don't go to X videos every day. One website I went to is it said step 1, realize you have a problem and confide in somebody. Maybe like a coach or a teacher or like a preacher. I'm like, all right. Step 2, realize how your sins are affecting everybody else. I was like, oh, it's one of these websites, okay. Step number 3, every time you get an urge, pray to God. I have never prayed to God more in my life. Hey God, yeah, it's me again. Yeah, I thought about my 3rd grade teacher again. Here I am. Hey God, it's me again. Yeah, saw another tall woman. One of my friends said he quit watching porn cold turkey. That gave me a great idea. Every time I get the urge to jack off, right now I look at pictures of turkeys instead. Now my body has developed a very weird response system. every time I see a fucking turkey, I get a fucking boner. All this to say that I'm not looking forward to Thanksgiving this year. Charlie, do you want to say grace? Yeah, I'm gonna have to. All right, thank you guys. Thank you.
All right, hey guys, how y'all doing? So when I read the memo for this, they said that this theme was gonna be Rip Spring Break. Well, I don't know what watching pornography has to do with spring break. Actually, I do, but that's beside the point. The thing I wanted to mainly address, because it kind of sucks that we don't have spring break. Because spring break was always a time where I sort of, discovered myself in a lot of ways. Last spring break, it was where I found out I had insomnia, and I figured I'd get it treated, because, no matter what I did, I couldn't go to sleep, I tried drinking warm milk, that didn't work. I tried watching reruns of the comedy show, that didn't work either. So I go over to the prescription, I'm like, yo, I'm having trouble sleeping, right? You got anything to do? They're like, oh yeah, we got a prescription. And so I was like, okay, sweet, what do you got? It's a little pill, it's called melanin. And I'm like, wait, melanin? Like, the stuff that makes your skin darker when you go in the sun. Well, and actually, you didn't say that last part, though. That's the thing. I thought I said it, but this is going to be a little more important later, because he's like, yeah, melanin. So now, bad time to mention that I'm, hard of hearing. So, it's kind of bad. So they give me a prescription, right? And this prescription says the same thing, melanin. So I'm like, well, goddamn. So I go over to the beach, right? Because I figured, okay, well, how else am I going to get melanin? I go over there, and I sit on the beach, and they give me sunburn, right? But instead of just getting me melanin, I just get really bad sunburn, and later I get skin cancer. So that's great. So I go over to the doctor again. I'm like, yo, okay, I got skin cancer. They prescribed me melanin. It's not helping me sleep. If anything, it's making it worse. So so I think that was where I found out I was dyslexic too. So they give me another prescription, right? They prescribed me so I'm like, okay, sweet, you got something that can treat my dyslexia and my lack of hearing. Oh yeah, here they give me a paper, right? They give me a prescription. They prescribed me AIDS and acids. So I'm like, well shit, how am I gonna get AIDS and acids, right? So I don't know where to get that. The thing is, I'm a virgin, so I've never had any experience with STDs whatsoever. So all I can really do at that point, I'm like, okay, so where the hell do I get AIDS? Walgreens. I think that'd be a good idea. So I drive up to the Walgreens. I asked the guy I'm like, yo, do you have AIDS? And I'm like, the guy just looks at me. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, no. Do you have AIDS? I need AIDS. So he looks around. He's like, how the fuck did you know that? I'm like, well, I don't know. How else am I gonna get AIDS? I don't like needles and I don't like having sex. So I was like, look. You're not supposed to tell him. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, sweet. If you have AIDS, I guess I can kill two birds with one stone. Do you think you'd give me AIDS by any chance? He's like, sorry, this is a Wendy's. I'm like, oh, well, I guess that would explain why we're having this conversation through a drive-thru. So I'm like, okay, well, can I get a Big Mac at least or something? So yeah, sure, whatever. So I give him my card. He's like, sir, this isn't a card. This is a punch card for bubble tea. I'm like, oh, well, shit. Can you at least stamp it? How? It's like, no. I'm like, okay, well, shit. I don't even know how I got a driver's license, man. Then I looked at it. It's not a driver's license. It's actually some LSD tabs I got from this girl. I got from this girl a while back, right? Then it hit me. It wasn't actually it wasn't actually a driver's license, right? Because the girl I got, that song "Driver's License" by Olivia Rodrigo? Yeah, so I got drugs from her, right? And I realized, shit, that was a bad idea because she's singing about how she's seeing faces in cars and shit. I think this motherfucker's just on drugs, man. I think she's hallucinating. She shouldn't be on the road. So she's just going all that DUI and shit like that. So that's the last time I get those drugs and shit and hallucination, man. So next thing you know, I just so I'm just like, well, shit. How the hell do I do with this now? So I go back to the doctor. I'm like, yeah, okay. So your prescription for AIDS and acids didn't work. He's like, no. The prescription says hearing aids and glasses. I'm like, well, fuck. Why didn't you just say that sooner? He's like, well, I don't know, man. My job's to get you the prescription. It's not to get you the stuff that you need to actually just not be an idiot. So I'm just like, well great. What am I supposed to do now? He's like, well, here's the thing. I think you're starting to realize that you're not just dyslexic or hard of hearing. You're also like deaf. And I'm like, wait, deaf doesn't mean I can't speak too? He's like, yeah, you're hallucinating. I'm like, well, shit. And so basically, that's how I found out I was dyslexic and deaf, and that I can't speak. I think I'm off my meds again. Damn. Alright, well, I should probably go take those. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh shit. Yeah, I used to think it was pronounced clitoris. That sounds like a dinosaur at Jurassic Park. Like, imagine the scientists that would line up to conquer that dinosaur. I mean, there would be a long line to see that one. Yeah, no, I figured out it wasn't pronounced that, got older, and I could see that though, imagine what kind of dinosaur that would be. I mean, the fierceness of it, I mean, just the passion it would have. I mean, that'd be a tough one. That'd be much bigger than the T-Rex. Oh my gosh. That part of the movie, they didn't show that part of the movie. They didn't show it. Yeah, the scientists, they didn't show the team of scientists they brought in to get them, okay? It was hard. It was hard. It took a while. That island didn't just blow up. They had to go on missions and expeditions. They had to go get them. They had to use tools. Where do you think the term harpoon came from? That was stupid, I know. But yeah, no. My dad, he has this funny joke, I guess. He was talking to these group of people from North Carolina who came to visit our house or whatever. They asked my dad if he ever been down south. He said, yeah, I just close my eyes and hope for the best. Which, I mean, that's, that's what it is. I mean, that's what it is, West Virginia's a pretty fucked up state. I'm not a big fan. I'm really not. And the only way, how you can tell if a girl is single in West Virginia? She can outrun her brother. Again, the stupid one-liner, I know. I'm not a really big fan. What's the checkered shoes kids have?
Vans.
What the hell are those?
Vans.
Can we stop it with those? I'm not a fan. I'm really not, Looks like a little person's gonna come by and play chess on there. Like, I'm not a fan at all. Oh gosh. What's also the bow tea? What's the bullshit?
Boba tea?
What the hell is boba bubble? What the fuck?
So good.
Well, Mike, what happened to just tea? What's so hard about just what's in boba tea? Is it the bubbles?
Yeah.
There's bubbles in it. Wow. Wow. Okay, but I didn't know that. Okay. Well, that's fancy. Fancy. You don't get bubbles much nowadays.
Boba.
What?
Boba.
Like Bo?
B-O-B-A.
Boba.
Yeah.
Bo. Okay. Buck, I'm a bow. Yeah, no. My dad also, he had a friend. His name was Dan. Dan actually sued my dad.
Oh.
Dan was a Santa Claus at a ball. My father was a newspaper writer, wrote in a column, and he wrote a story about, Santa Claus getting AIDS. I didn't know your bit was going to be like that, but yeah, no, and Santa Claus, and so Dan didn't like it because no kids would sit on his lap. They read it and they refused. I mean, across the country too, a lot of different Santa Clauses didn't like it. They didn't like it at all. I had to watch my back. I wasn't born yet, but I knew once I was born there'd be a lot coming. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, so, it's really funny being up here. performing. A lot of people perform, you know, you perform, people have different ways, you know, to get in the mindset to perform, get in the zone. Wow. The train of thought just went, it went off. Wow, wow. Should have looked over the notes, I guess, huh? Prepare for the test. No, yeah, that's funny. Wait, I think I'll get it. No, wow. Fuck, that just went out the window. Damn. I guess I'll go into the Carhartt bit again. What the fuck is with Carhartt, man? Just fuck that. No, I'm serious. Like, can we please stop it with the country Carhartt horse shit? Please. Okay, if you just got off a farm, you shouldn't be proud of it. And if you own a farm here, then see me after the show, because I just, come on, man. Like, oh gosh, with all the poop and all the, you know, all the redneck stuff, I'm just not a fan of it. I'm really not. Is anybody Italian here, by the way? Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the surprised really. I didn't mean it like that. Really? How much? Just a couple?
Yeah.
Just a couple dabs, just a little bit of marinara sauce. Yeah. That's good. No, same. Yeah. A lot of people make fun of us.
Yeah, I know, right?
But that's okay. You know, but yeah, no, the thing about being Italian, my dad's Italian, you know, a lot of hair. It's a lot of hair to maintain, and one of the things about maintaining the hair is you have to buy these different soaps and lotions. And going to the grocery store and looking at the soaps and lotions, can they please just have one soap? Can they just have shampoo? You go and it's this Head and Shoulders conditioner 2-in-1, 18 formula, X-Force 950, scrub your head till it's not even there anymore type of thing. Can we freaking stop that? Let's just get some shampoo. Let's just get some freaking shampoo. That's all you want. My dad had a friend, 16 inches. I know, I don't like talking about the inappropriate stuff, but I mean, I think that has to be brought up. I mean, that's like a problem. I like, he said, like, he would go to the bathroom, he'd be at the urinal and he'd be down here like this. So yeah, no, but yeah, it's interesting. A lot of different things, but you know, Vineyard Vines is also another company I'm not a big fan of. Not a fan at all. It's Vineyard Vines and Carhartt. It's like in the summer, kids all of a sudden are like, you know, on like a yacht, and then they're on a farm. So, you know, maybe we can make up our mind. I don't know. All right, thanks guys. I appreciate it.
Before I get started, I think it's important that you guys know I wrote this at last semester, so some of the context might not make sense anymore. I was actually planning on using it for the last open mic last semester, but then I ended up having an exam to study for, so apparently those are a thing. Apparently classes are also a thing. I thought that was odd being out of college. But also, before I get started, I kind of just like to address the elephant in the room. Yes, I do have a piece of kale stuck in my teeth. I know, people, please stop mentioning it, okay? I'm just kidding, I never eat kale. But for real, I'd really like to address the elephant in the room. I'm just gonna say what everyone's been thinking. These squirrels are crazy. Like the other day, the squirrel ran from my bike and it turned around just to watch my reaction. I think these squirrels are brave, but I gotta say, you must just have a lot of free time if you spend so much of it just jumping out at pedestrians. Like, I'm pretty sure most of these squirrels are liberal arts students.
Yeah, where did that?
Like, sure, there was that one squirrel in my mechanics class last year, but I think that squirrel was kind of the exception. You know, you just don't see a lot of squirrels in STEM. You know, actually, squirrels make up less than 10% of all engineers. That's a true story. Even women make up 25%. Yeah, it's also now being estimated that it may take over 100 years before squirrels make as much as a police horse. There's also some people who still think that squirrels shouldn't make as much as a police horse because horses are generally more muscular. But, I just think it's a real shame that we live in such a horse-centric society that we don't even consider the positive attributes that squirrels have to offer. Has anyone else noticed a correlation between how fat the squirrels get and your urge to chase after them? I just feel like if you're running at me from behind a trash can, at the very least, I should be able to run after you from behind this live trap. I think it's also pretty annoying how squirrels never get in trouble for streaking, especially considering I've gotten in trouble the last 5 out of 7 times I've been streaking this semester.
Word.
Do you guys know the Protect Purdue slideshow that they've got going on in all the residence halls? Well, you do now. But at one point I noticed they have this slide and it's got this picture of a squirrel. I know some of you guys might be hoping like maybe I'll eventually stop talking about squirrels, but I should warn you, this entire act is just about squirrels. Well, squirrels and how to save money on your new timeshare. This act has been brought to you by Daddy Daniels Estates. It's not technically a timeshare scam if you call it a dorm.
No.
So what I was saying is they have this picture of a squirrel, and the squirrel's wearing a mask, and it's captioned, "Even the squirrels are protecting Purdue." And so I was immediately like, I must share this with the entire campus. Everyone needs to know about the squirrel wearing a mask. So I started looking it up, but then Google suggested even the blind squirrel, and I was like, I immediately had to see what this is all about. So I clicked on it, and apparently this is part of a longer idiom that goes, even the blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. And I gotta say,
Dope.
I find this saying very comforting. It makes me feel much more comfortable with my habit of blinding squirrels. I recently learned that squirrels land like superheroes. That is, they land with one paw on the ground and one paw in the air to punch chipmunks. Straight up intimidating and utterly adorable. But I had to see this for myself, so I started picking up squirrels and just throwing them. I injured a lot of pedestrians. I also recently learned that in some squirrel breeds, after mating, the male squirrel will put a plug in the female squirrel in order to prevent other males from impregnating her. But I don't think that would even be necessary if he just I don't think that would even be necessary if he just stopped dragging his tail and made a commitment already. Thank you very much. Before you guys all head off to winter break, I think it's important you know your parents have been lying about Santa. Santa's actually a Jewish Asian woman and a squirrel and has horses instead of reindeer. Thanks.
What the fuck is up?
Woo!
What's going on? This is stuck. I miss back home sometimes. Like, I come from a really black area. Like, a really black area. I come from East Chicago, Indiana, which is right next to Gary, Indiana. Yeah, that area. So, back home, it's like 36% white people there. So actually, white people are the minorities back home. So it's really an opposite coming here to Purdue when I see about 3 black people per month. And that's on a good month, But funny enough, my first week here at Purdue, I got my wallet stolen with $100 in cash in it. And I'm thinking, I just left the black people, so how the fuck is this supposed to happen, No, but seriously, I do miss home sometimes. I mean, even the bad parts of home, I'm grateful for everything. Like, what I miss crackheads, all right? Like, real, authentic crackheads. And let me explain. Because white girls have completely ruined the term crackhead for me. When I think crackhead, I think of the guy on the back of the bus sucking his own dick for his own amusement, you know what I mean? That's what I think of. But when a white girl thinks crackhead, they think of their best friend Maggie that put a piece of bologna on her forehead.
Oh, wow.
oh my God, Maggie, crackhead energy, you know? Like, I miss genuine crackheads, the type of crackheads you can look at and say, yeah, that motherfucker's on crack, you know? How do you gentrify the word crackhead? It doesn't make sense. I'm gonna tell you a crack story real quick, okay? So, I walk into a gas station, actually, no, scale it back. We pull up to the gas station, and we're making it through tough times, we're broke as fuck. My auntie hands me $4 to go pump some gas. I'm like, auntie, I can't go in there with $4 to pump gas and look like a fucking bum. So she sends me in there anyway, right? And on my way in, I see a homeless person out front, and I lock eyes with them, and immediately I say, fuck. But not because I didn't want to give him any money, but because I'm in the same situation as you, nigga. I'm broke as fuck. So I'm walking in, and I didn't know this guy was a crackhead until he did this. He hops in front of me, goes, my name's TT the Crackhead, you got any change? So I'm amused, right? I'm amused not only because this guy is aware of himself as a crackhead, but that he has his own superhero nickname. You know, he's fucking TT, that's not his real name, but. So I tell him no, and he follows behind me anyway, and I walk in. He's TT the Crackhead. Yeah. So I go up to the counter, right? And I whisper to the cashier, I say, can I get $4 on pump 2? Because I don't want everybody to know that I'm a broke ass nigga, right? So, of course, he announces to the store, $4 on pump 2, is that all? I said, bitch, are you fucking crazy? So I'm trying to get the fuck out of there, right? And then I'm leaving out, and then TT's there sitting at the door. So I walk out, he body blocks it. I try to go to the other door, he body blocks it. I said, listen, man, what the fuck do you want, man? I gotta get out of here. And he looks at me. Crackheads always say the most random shit, right? He goes, I just know your dick's hard right now. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on, man? So I leave out, and I go to pump the gas, and I talk to my auntie, and she says, here, we found some extra money. I want you to give this to him because we believe in giving to the less fortunate. So I give him the money, and I ask him, so just out of curiosity, what are you gonna do with this money? And of course he says, I'm gonna buy some crack. So I say, well, you know, God bless, have a good day. And I'm walking away, and he calls me over, and he says, young man, listen. And I said, what's up? I'll never forget this. He told me the most important story in life. He told me, never do crack, or else you end up just like me. Gotcha. So, it turns out that guy's name wasn't TT at all. In fact, he made that name up for himself. And his real name was Lamar Odom this whole time, so. Thank you for having me. I've been Franko.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Randall.
Stop heckling. You're gonna do this the whole time. I ask you right now, stop heckling. Yeah, it's true. Spring break. Where'd he go? All right, you know what? I want to get down to the real mystery. We're gonna settle this with facts. It's time to figure it out. Spring break. Well, who broke it? Was it you? Did you do it?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Oh well. Guess we figured it out. Spring break. She broke spring break. I can't believe this.
Done.
Well, I love this city, West Lafayette, Indiana. What can I say? There's so much to do. There's so much to see. There's all sorts of walking paths. There's fun little shops. But you know what I think the city needs? I think it needs an Apple store. Don't you agree? Yeah, you're heckling. You just said. I saw the hecklers today.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't you like to visit an Apple store in West Lafayette, Indiana?
Yeah.
Cooper, kick this guy out.
Nathan, stop heckling.
You asked me to do this.
No, I did not. I said don't do it. I was as clear as day. I said you're gonna do it. Stop.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyways. You can walk into an Apple store. Here we are. It's like a museum. There's all sorts of Apple products. Yeah, I'm curating. But then I realized there's a certain Apple product that I need. So I go up to the counter and I say, hello, do you have any Gala apples? And she says, no. But we have Granny Smith. Granny Smith? I don't want that. Granny Smith, surely you have a Gala apple. She says, let me check in the back. I thought it would stack. I guess that's for the improv show Charlie Cooper and I are gonna do after I'm done. It's true, you should stick around for that. But anyways, there's no Gala apples. So much for the Apple store.
Please follow us on Instagram at PurdueSuck. That is Purdue in those days, SUCC for all updates for future events and stuff like that.